Hey, how's it going? Brian Bowman here. And if you are a fan of Shark Tank, and like, who's not a fan of Shark Tank, right? It's the coolest show ever. If you're a fan of Shark Tank, then you probably know who Mark Cuban is. You know he is the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. You know he's the shark that everyone always wants to do business with. But did you know that Mark Cuban, still to this day, reads for 3 to 4 hours a day? Per day, he reads 3 to 4 hours a day. He calls it the knowledge advantage. If you haven't read his book, How to Win at the Sport of Business, you need to read this. It is a very small book. It's actually less than 100 pages, about 100 pages. And it is a series of blog posts, and it's compiled into a book. It's an amazing book. And honestly, when you read this, you truly will see his story, and you'll see that if this guy can do it, you can absolutely do it. It's just an amazing business book. And I want to point out one part that he talks about, this knowledge advantage. So he sees business as a sport. He loves the competition of it. And he says, relaxing is for the other guy. I may be sitting in front of the TV, but I'm not watching it unless I know there is something I can learn from it. I'm thinking about things I can use in my business, and the TV is just there. Mark goes on to say, I could take the time to read a fiction book, but I don't. I would rather read websites, newspapers, magazines, looking for ideas and concepts that I can use. I spend time in bookstores because one idea from a book or magazine can make me money. I'm not going to dinner just to chat with you. I'm not going to give you a call just to see how you are. Unless you want to talk business, other guys play fantasy sports. I fire the synapses to get an edge. He always wants that knowledge advantage. If you've seen this, the special on Netflix, Inside the Mind of Bill Gates, you can see his secretary packing 13, 14 books into his this knapsack thing, and he takes it with him every week. It gets reloaded. Warren Buffett reads 500 to 1,000 pages a day. Listen, success leaves clues. There's no mystery to why people are successful. It's a matter of just seeing the clues and applying them. And clearly, these guys have left clues. So you're probably wondering, like, how the heck am I going to read 500,000 pages, let alone, 3 hours a day? And here's the deal. There is something you can do that will allow you to easily be able to read 15 to 24 books per year. Did you know the average American reads less than one book a year? The average CEO reads 52 books a year. So do you want to get a 52 to 1 advantage? If you do, all you have to do is read 10 pages per day. That's it. 10 pages. 10 pages. This book alone is 100 pages. Read 10 pages a day. That's it. If you do the math, 10 pages a day means 3,650 pages per year. Divide that out. Your average book, when I look at books like this, or books like this, or books like this, when I look at the books that I'm reading, when I look at my library, I'm seeing about 240 pages a book. So let's say on the upper end, we're looking at 240. A book like this has about 100. If you do the math, 3,650 pages per year, you're reading between 15 to about 25 books per year. So that's an instant 25 to 1 advantage over everyone else. Over everyone else who's just hoping to make change. You're actually doing what the billionaires are doing. You're doing what success has told you needs to be done. And you're not only going to gain a lot and learn a lot, it's really not going to be that much of an inconvenience. So I challenge you today to just read 10 pages. Grab a book, any book, preferably something that's going to help you in business. Like Mark says, fiction is great, and I have no problem with fiction, but I probably spend 90% of my time reading nonfiction books, business books, or things that expand my knowledge in a topic that I want to understand. And if you prefer to read blog posts, if you want to invest in education, do that. But every day, if you can invest a little bit of time, knowledge is compounding. The law of compounding is one of the most powerful laws, one of the most powerful mental models you can apply in your life. Compounding doesn't just apply to interest. You know that an interest payment, right? It's not any one interest payment that makes you rich. It's the interest on 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 the interest, right? Over time, it compounds. That law of compounding applies to relationships. It's not any one date you go on. It's the date after the date after the date. It's not any one gift you give. It's not any 1 minute you spend on the phone with a friend. It's the minute after the minute after the minute after the minute. It's compounding. Same thing with knowledge. It compounds. So you have to start today. And today it doesn't seem like that much. You just read 10 pages. You only put in, a few minutes. You only watched one module of that course that you've been meaning to dive into. You only read that one blog post. It seems like the needle didn't move that much, but you're going to start compounding. What's going to happen is like Mark Cuban says, you're going to fire the synapses in your brain. And what's going to happen is 10, 20, 30 days from now, you're going to remember something you read over here and boom, it'll click. And all of a sudden you know what to do. And that's why in the movie or in the series, Inside the Mind of Bill Gates, one of the guys says it's anyone he talks to, he knows more about the topic than the experts that he's talking to. So again, success leaves clues. We know that these guys are reading. They're constantly taking in knowledge. So let's follow in their footsteps and let's see if we can get similar results. So that's my challenge to you. 10 pages a day. That's it. And you'll have a instant 25-1 advantage over everyone else who's just hoping to make change in their life. Have an amazing, amazing day. Talk to you soon. Bye.